Hi, this is the second video of two videos. This one is to talk you through how to actually use the Zoom app. So first of all, I've got the Zoom app open here on the right, and I've got the website for Shorely open on the left. So the Zoom app, I launched from down here, zoom.us. So I launched that and it came up with this. And from here, I can either create a new meeting. If I click on that, it sets up a new meeting. So that's now live. You can see the timer started. This meeting is now a public meeting live. Okay, now if I want to start the video, there we are. Sorry, I'm using a background there for something else. Let's turn that background off and put another background on. Don't worry about any of this. Okay, so the reason I look a little strange here is because I've got no lights on at the moment, so it's just the computer screen lighting me up, and I've got a virtual background which I've set. You don't have to do any of that, but I just happen to have a virtual background in my living room in the background. If I take that background off, there we are. That's my darkish kitchen because I've got no lights on. Right. Okay. So if I want to unmute, I click unmute down here, and now I'm broadcasting live. But if I look at manage participants, there's only me in the meeting. So so there's nobody else here. If this pings, like a doorbell, it'll be somebody else, and they'll either have joined the meeting or they'll be waiting in a little waiting room for you to let them in. So if you click on manage participants, it comes up with the participants. You can click on each one and you can admit each participant as you wish. Okay, you can set in preferences for Zoom, you can set all sorts of things like, do you want to have people come straight into the meeting unannounced, or come in announced, or go to a waiting room and wait to be let in? I would suggest it's probably simpler to let people just come straight into the meeting and maybe set it so that their video is on and their mic is muted, and then they won't jump in halfway through the meeting and disturb everyone. You can then unmute their mic, or they can unmute their own mic to start participating. So to unmute mic, you go bottom left here. So if you click it once, it mutes you and it tells you. Click it again and it unmutes you. Same with video. You can turn your video off like so. So I'm still live audio, but my video's off. And it will tell everyone in the meeting that it'll just show my icon, say I'm there, but I'm not, the video's not transmitting. Or I can click video back on again. Okay, I can invite people to the meeting by clicking on invite, and I can go to contacts or just straight to email, and I can add people. As I say, I can manage participants. I've got Zoom Pro, so I can do things like I can do surveys and things like that. Even in the free one, you get Zoom Chat, which you click on, it comes up here, and the chat is like texting or messenger for everybody in that meeting. And you can set that in your preferences again so that people can talk to each other, or talk to each other privately, or only talk to each other in public so everyone can see it, or they can talk to you. So there's all sorts of different preferences. Okay, and that chat there will be visible on their screen and visible on your screen. Okay, so what else? You can record the meeting if you want to by clicking record, or setting it to automatically record. And you can also set it so that people have to give permission once you ask if you can record. So if you want to do that in preferences, you can do that too. Reactions, a little gimmicky, but if you've got somebody giving a lecture or something, you can put a thumbs up or a round of applause if you want to, so people can see whether or not what they are providing is useful and popular for those needy ones amongst you. You can broadcast live on Facebook. And you can also broadcast live on YouTube. Takes a little bit more setting up. I'm not sure anybody would be particularly interested in doing that, but it is possible. So the main things to remember are that as it is, this is what you get. It's a good idea to have some lights on, and this is just my computer screen lighting me, and it's as you can see, it's still light outside, but it's starting to get dark. Sun's gone down. So a few lights will make you look better, or depends on what you look like, I suppose. But you don't need to go over the top with this. The other thing which is quite nice is if you have in your preferences for Zoom, if you have backgrounds, virtual backgrounds turned on, which is a free option, you can click on the side button here and you can go to virtual backgrounds. And you can set, I've added quite a few backgrounds in, but you can set backgrounds that you'd like. So for instance, there we are. You can be in your library. I've got one for my living room. Or for the dystopian zombie world that we currently live in, you can go with something like that. So Shrawley 2021. Okay, so I hope that that's of some use. You can turn them off by just clicking on none there. You've got various options here, which are in the settings part of your Zoom, and that gives you all sorts of options you can set. Which are pretty self-explanatory. And that's pretty much it. So in terms of setting up a meeting, the main thing is probably going to be, let's get rid of that. So I'm going to close this, which will ask me to end the meeting. Do I want to leave the meeting or do I want to end? Well, I want to end the meeting for everyone. So I'll click that. There we are. And then I can give yeah, that was good. So to go to your Zoom preferences, if you wanted to set up a recurring meeting that was going to be every, say every week or every day or whatever, you can click on schedule. It comes up with a new meeting and then you can set the options you want. What I would suggest is each recurring, if you've got two groups that you're doing, if you were say doing gardening and you were also doing pottery, then I would have a different recurring meeting for your gardening group and your pottery group. And if you click on generate automatically for meeting ID, it will randomly generate an ID for that particular meeting. If you just want to do an instant meeting and it's with some 2 or 3 friends or something, use your personal meeting, and that's like your phone number, so that's going to stay the same. Okay, you can set it to recur, date, time, how long it's going to be for, and you can set it to recur as well. Okay, time zone is obviously London. You can set it so that your video is either on or off when you start joining the meeting as host, and whether participants come in with it on or off. I've said camera on. You can join by telephone or computer. I've set it to share this scheduled meeting to Google Calendar, which if you make the calendar public means that other people can access it and click on a link and go straight to the meeting at the appropriate time, and also be sent reminders. Now, if I get sent all this information by people that are doing groups for Shrawley, I will add the date, time, and the meeting title and the meeting ID onto a Google Calendar entry, which everybody will be able to view on the Shrawley website. So if you're interested in going to Crafty Time, you just go to the calendar, look at when Crafty Time is, say it's Tuesday at 7 p.m. You can look and say, oh, well, right there, there's one, it's tomorrow at 7 p.m. There it is. Click on it and it will give you a link to go straight to that Zoom meeting. And if you subscribe to the calendar in that way and say, yes, I'm interested in going, it will send you a reminder to say, oh, the meeting's about to start. So I think that's how we should do it for the village, but I will need that information off everybody in order to do that. And then you just click schedule and it will schedule the meeting and you can share it to the calendar. Okay. You can also just join a meeting. So if somebody sends you an invitation, you can just click on the hyperlink in your email and go to the meeting. Or you can join a meeting by clicking join meeting and putting in the meeting ID there, and then you will join the meeting. Or you can do a new meeting, which I did earlier, which was just clicking on new meeting and it opens a new meeting, and then you just turn on your video and turn on your microphone, and there we are. Okay. Remember at the end to end your meeting here by clicking there, end meeting for all. Okay, so that is it. Hopefully that makes some sense. There are all sorts of other clever whizzy things you can do, which probably just need you to have a play with it. For example, you can share screen. Sorry, let me go to a new meeting. So when you're in a meeting, I can now share screen, Who can share? Host or participants? I'm going to say just host, but you might want other people to share. Okay. And you can share the whole desktop. That's the whole of your desktop screen. Or you can share the whole of your iPad or iPhone screen by wireless connection, or by sorry, not wireless screen, that's your camera on your iPhone or iPad, or your camera on your iPhone or no, sorry, no, I'm wrong. It is your screen, but obviously your camera shows your screen. Or if you wanted to show how to do something on your phone, you just do it and it would share your phone screen to people. And you can do that if it's connected by cable or connected by AirPlay if you've got a Mac. You can also share browsers. So if you've got a browser window open, it'll share just the browser window and not the rest of your screen. And you can also share a whiteboard. So click on whiteboard and share. And there we are. You can now put stuff on there for your whiteboard. Right, so that takes a little bit more playing with, but it's all fairly straightforward. And you could, if you had various photos or videos saved in a little folder somewhere, you could share those to your group, which is how most people when they're teaching would do it. So hopefully that is quick but self-explanatory. I'm going to end the meeting for all again. And there we are. Right, so that's closing that. And as I say, there's going to be on the website, on the Shrawley website, you've currently got links to the NHS guidance at the top, and then you have links here to Crafty Time and Cameo. Those will take you now to the meeting, but of course if the meeting isn't on, you'll not see anything, you'll just see an empty screen. So I do need information for Crafty Time and Cameo. On church events, if I click on church events, that is set up, and that takes me to a shared Google Calendar. And then you just click on, say I click on Giving for Ministry, and there we are, it's giving me the Zoom description there. So I just click on that and it takes me to that meeting. So you can add that calendar if you want to. You can get reminders and all the rest of it through Google Calendars. So that's what I'm proposing to do for all of the Shrawley Zoom groups if we ever get our act together and get everything, all the information together. But in the meantime, good luck setting up Zoom. Have a play with it at a practice, and then by all means contact me if you'd like any assistance on how we get all this information on to the Shrawley Village website. You don't have to use Shrawley Village website to use Zoom, of course. You can just send out your own invites. But if it's for everybody in the village, it seems sensible to have it all on the website so that people that are less IT savvy can just click on one link, be shown when that Zoom is happening, get a reminder put in their online calendar, and then just click on one link and it takes them straight to the meeting. That seems the simplest way for people that are not too IT savvy to use Zoom and Zoom groups. There is, in terms of using Zoom for free, a limit on up to 50 people, 50 people, using it for up to 40 minutes per meeting. But my experience of that is that the first time you use it, it will give you an option during the COVID-19 lockdown. It gives you an option to set up a recurring meeting, which will not be subject to the 40-minute restriction. That's just being offered by Zoom during this period. So if you keep your eyes open for that and take the option and just set up a recurring meeting, you don't have to set a time, just set a recurring meeting, and then you just share that link and you can just email people when you're going to do a meeting. And then you don't need to pay for it. But I'm paying for the pro version, which is I think about £11 a month for my own business. Okay, I hope that is useful to you and not too long-winded. And as I say, give me a shout if there's any problems with it.